Hey guys! We're gonna tell you our learnings about our subject political science and our experience during our court visit for the first time. Political Science 13E tackles about the current issues in the Philippines.
So, we're gonna let you see the following comments and remarks for
Yes, sir!
Courts exist to give justice for all. It is supposed to treat all people equally. The same thing in the Philippines. The concern of the state is to promote social justice to assure the well-being and economic protection of all the people. It guarantees full respect for human rights and values the dignity of every person.
POSC13E deepened my understanding about the Philippine Constitution. It helped me a lot in having an understanding the judicial system and the rights the system protects. In this subject, we can put our new knowledge and find out more information from the particular learning encounters. It may be helpful for students like us to learn about the structure and functions of the Philippine Constitution.
In POSC13E class, I have learned about the Philippine Constitution and current issues. My experience with the debate helps me express my points of view. I am able to share my knowledge with my classmates. POSC13E makes up my mind on current issues, the story behind it, and to defend my own insight.
So regarding POSC13E, there is no job that is easy to handle unless it is one's passion. So POSC13E gives us an idea on how the different citizens should act in a society, and this is through the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Our discernment, but as long we will stand for what's good and take down for what's bad.
I learned more about government in POSC 13. Government is a group of people or agency that rules a state or a country. So there are three branches of government, and these are the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch. So in legislative department, they are vested with the lawmaking powers. They can formulate law, and they are the legislative branch made up of two Congress. These are the Senate and
Reflections on POSC 13E. From the first topic down to the last article, I have learned that politics that we have seen from TV is more than what we expect. From the first government that was made, I have seen how hard it was to make a law that could be equal, considering that we are scattered in an archipelagic nation. I have learned that the great difference between a nation and how politics have been evolving through the years. It showed me and taught me how I can react to the words from the past that I did not know, and now that are still being omitted by the government officials that we have. I have learned that what is a constitution and the basic things needed to survive in the adulthood of our nation. From it, now I know what to do in times of taxes that are to be paid, the limits of the powers of the officials in the police department, what actions can be done in times of taking of private properties by the government and other else. The political science educates us to what is our right and to what is our job and part of society as a citizen of our nation, the Philippines.
Akong na katunan sa bonsai na subject kay tagan yung nakatunan na about sa Philippines.
I learned a lot of things in our POSI 13E subject because Ma'am Capistrano is a very good teacher and she is specific in some articles and some cases that she relates to some topics.
I learned many things from POSI 13 because Miss Capistrano really taught us well. I learned many things starting from articles, the laws, and different kind of governments, the constitutions, and many more.
Last September 11, we visited a court in Mandaue. During a court visit, proper etiquette should be observed. One should wear formal clothes, turn off electronic devices before entering the room, and most especially, observe silence.
Often, there will be a court session when students are visiting. Most, but not all, of these sessions are open to the public, including groups of students like us with what we had experienced during the 11th of September. Students should always be prepared for the visit so they can understand what they see. Proper behavior, including dress codes, must be followed if a class comes to observe a court session.
September 11, 2014, we have visited a court. The things we have to do inside the court is to observe silence and be attentive. After the court visit, I was disappointed with what I have seen, or maybe I was just expecting a lot.
Last month, I visited a court. It was my first time visiting a court. So there are lots of questions, thoughts in my mind. So before I enter the room, there is a tag there saying, please observe silence. So when I get in, I am shocked of their attire.
The court visit may not look as what we expected, but justice is there. It was mind-blowing on the part of the judge or other authorities, so let us do our part as well.
My insights and remarks about court visit. From our court visit, my expectation was not met because during the court visit, I have seen different things than what I expect. I was expecting to see a bigger court and a more comfortable place without people entering and out of the room. In our court visit, I was thinking of the judge to be more serious and a debate between two parties will be seen and heard. Also in the visiting, the reasoning of the person who was interrogated was not seem to be acceptable to me because the order of the room won't be a hinder for a person to come in if there's a job where they are the person that are tasked in the forensics.
Sa court visit, akong nakatunan ako na lisuday pag ay makasala ka.
And what I can say about the court visit was the case started 10 years ago, and it shows that the government is very slow or not that good in handling cases.
During the court visit, the case we witnessed happened 10 years ago, and the next hearing will still be on March. So I realized that the case or the justice here in Philippines takes too much time before it will be solved.
Experience during the 11th of September. Students!
Cut. Masa ako?
Nalisod ay pag